Hey guys, how you doing? Today is a day after Thanksgiving, so I hope everybody had a great Thanksgiving. And it is Black Friday today, so I hope you guys are getting great deals. But that is besides the point. The topic of today's video is you guys want to save as much money as you can when buying a home. Well, this is that video. Let's get into it. Saving the most money on your home sale. Now, there's a bunch of different ways that you can go about this. I'm going to go over a few of them so you guys can understand and actually ask your realtor if there's any of these things being available to you. But as I always say, every situation is different, every transaction is different, and every deal and season is different. So I guess I'll go with the first warning notice. Warning, warning. If you do plan to do any of these tactics, be aware of the following situations. What time of the season you're in. For example, if you're in the wintertime, more than likely you can do this. If you're in the summer springtime, that's the heat of the market here in Massachusetts, you will most likely not be able to do some of these tactics, although every situation is different. Your realtor is going to be able, or if you ask me, if you employ me as your realtor here in the state of Massachusetts, you're going to be able to ask me what I think and what is the best opportunity for you. Now, oh, and the other warning I have for you guys is if there's multiple offers. Now, if you want to get a bunch of concessions and things like that, and there's multiple offers on the property, well, more than likely you're going to have to put your best foot forward versus a property that has no offers. More than likely you can get a good deal on that home. But I'm going off to the tips now. I set up those warnings. You guys can do with it what you will. It's your choice. At the end of the day, you know what you're willing to pay, what you're willing to do. Now, my job is to give you the tips. Now, first tip is a seller concession, how you save money. Now, a seller concession, you can do up to 3% of the purchase price on traditional loans like FHA, conventionals, things like that, up to 3%. Now, what this means is, let's say you're purchasing a house for about, I don't know, $1 million. Okay, I give you a thing there, $1 million. Now you want 3% back. You can do up to 3% back. So that means you can get up to $30,000 back towards a seller concession towards you. What can you do with that? Well, your realtor has to be very smart, and the lender has to be very smart to make best use of that money. You can either do a seller rate buy down, which means that the this $30,000 can be put towards a seller rate buy down, which is towards your interest rate on the mortgage. Now, this is usually temporary. You can do this towards a permanent rate buy down, which is more expensive, but within those $30,000, you can do a lot of things. You can put that towards your closing costs, okay, your prepaids, so like inspection, appraisal, all that stuff. Or in some cases, you can use this money. Let's say, for example, your realtor is a amazing rock star agent like moi, right here, and you want to be able to be like, hey, realtor, I agreed to give you 2%, and I know you're charging, let's say, for example, 3%. Well, I'm going to give that difference of 1% from my concessions over to you. Now, that's sometimes what buyers do. Not every case is the same. Sometimes you take it out of your own pocket, but regardless, that is another way that you can use the rate buy down, seller concessions. In my strong opinion, I would do it towards the interest rate and closing costs. Cover first the closing costs, and if the leftover money works, you can use it towards your seller rate buy down or a temporary rate buy down. Sometimes there's enough funds for both, sometimes there's only funds for one, and some of the closing costs, your realtor in combination with your lender is going to be able to best give you the advice on these situations. Okay? The second way to save money is to get a lower payment on the property, which is a lower purchase price. Now, your realtor sometimes is going to be able to negotiate a lower purchase price. Now, this goes in combination sometimes with both the seller concession and the lower purchase price. Sometimes you can do both. More often than not, you do one or the other. If you ask me my personal opinion on what I would prefer to have, let's not even say as Javi Realtor, I would say as Javi. I'd say, hey, me as Javi, I'd rather have a seller concession and use that money as a way to work my interest rate so I can have lower payments rather than a lower purchase price. Because if you get a lower interest rate versus a lower purchase price, excuse me, you're going to realize that the interest rate has way more effect on your mortgage as a lower price than the actual purchase price on a home. So if you were to do $30,000 towards a rate buy down versus $30,000 less on the purchase price, you're going to actually realize more of a financial difference on the monthly mortgage of a rate buy down than an actual purchase price of $30,000, which is, you would think it would be the other way around, but actually the way that the interest rates work in these banks, that's how it works. And I'll make another video chatting with you guys about the difference about, you know, the terms and the interest rates, the how much interest is at the beginning, things like that. That's a whole different topic, but today we're just going to do this video. So we talked about seller concessions. We talked about a lower purchase price. Now, what else is there? And I'm thinking to myself, what else is there? Because there's a bunch of different ways you can go about this. Another way you can save money, your realtor is going to be able to connect you with the best lenders available. Now, not all lenders are the same. I've been blessed to meet the realtors and the lenders that I know, because the realtors that I work with are top notch and the lenders that I work with are top notch. So the lenders that I know not only are going to save you on those closing costs because they're going to charge not as much as these big companies, but they're going to get you a better interest rate. That is the third way that you can save money. People don't really realize, like, sometimes you go with your lender and that's fine. And if your lender's great, like my guy, I will not go into names, but I have fantastic lenders. I have a whole list of them. Just send me a message. Um, my lenders are super competitive. And when I say super competitive, I mean these guys will go above and beyond, and ladies, excuse me, these people will go above and beyond for you and essentially beat out other rates just to make sure that not only they win your business, but they make you very, very happy in the payments. Because let's be honest, you could purchase a house, you can put a down payment, but if you're not comfortable with the monthly mortgage, well, there's no need to do it. I always recommend when you purchase a home, you have to be comfortable with a monthly mortgage because that's what you're going to be paying. It doesn't matter in the future that the interests are going to go down. Excuse me, I'm muttering. The interest rates will go up and down, they'll fluctuate. You could always refinance in the future into a lower mortgage rate. But if you can't pay the monthly mortgage as of right now, my best advice, don't go into it. Go into it when you can pay a monthly mortgage. And when it goes lower, that's fantastic. It's phenomenal. So those are the main tips I have for you guys for this video. Hope you guys love it. Thank you.